Yo, can y'all hear me? What's going on, guys? Last video of the day, we're going to be talking about the 11 NBA games that took place tonight. We got to start with my Celtics. My Celtics played some basketball tonight, and yeah, man. I'm just going to leave that up to you guys to figure it out. Do I really want to talk about this game that much? Not really. I mean, obviously, I'm excited as a Celtics fan that we can get a dominant win like this, but I mean, the game was over by the end of the third quarter, of course. I mean, the game was over by halftime, let's be real. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown lead the Celtics to an easy 27-point win over the Suns. Now, a 27-point differential is kind of an understatement given the fact that, given the fact that the Celtics were up by 45 points at some point in this game, but, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown scored well. Malcolm Brogdon, great job off the bench. Very embarrassing loss for the Phoenix Suns. But I don't really care. I mean, I'm a Celtics fan, so I'm fine with this. You know, if my Celtics weren't in this game, I'd be kind of worried about this team. But why? I don't know, man. I mean, the Suns are still a good basketball team. You know, they've lost some tough games in the last week or so, but I don't know. I mean, 25 points for Jason Tatum, 25 for Jaylen Brown as well. There's not really a whole lot to say. I mean, it was a one-man show for the Phoenix Suns. I mean, shout out to Josh Okogie. Fuck, I don't really know. He came out with 28 points off the bench and shot 67%. You heard that right. Josh Okogie is the star player for the Suns off the bench. Now, I would blame this on Chris Paul, but he just came back, so I'm going to blame this on Mikal Bridges. I mean, I don't think Mikal Bridges played very well. He didn't make a single three-pointer. I mean, he shot under 33% from the field, and these guys shot 25% from the three and not even 40% from the field. So, yeah, very embarrassing performance for the Suns here. I mean, we needed a guy that could have came out here and put up like 30-plus points, 30 to 35 points, and we just didn't have a guy for the Suns. Well, obviously not we, because I don't really give a fuck about the Suns right now. They're playing my Celtics, obviously. But let's just move on. Not a game really we should talk about. Clippers and Magic. The Magic really lose. They really lost to a tank team. What is going on with these tank teams getting wins all of a sudden? I don't know. Magic beat the Clippers by 5 in overtime. They snap a 9-game losing streak. Yes, they lost 9 games in a row before this. The rookie Paolo Banchero, amazing overtime performance in terms of scoring. They won by, they beat the Clippers. I mean, that's kind of crazy. I don't have too many complaints about the Clippers. I do believe that they're still a good team, and I believe they play together as well as a team. I mean, really, though, their only good performer was Ivica Zubac, putting up 16 points and 13 rebounds and shooting 67% overall field goal percentage. No one else really shown. But then again, I don't think anyone had a bad game on this team. It's just, I just think the Magic played genuinely good. I mean, 23 points out of Paolo Banchero. You get 20 points, 13 rebounds out of Mo Wagner. A 20-point performance from Bobo. He was making some great plays out there, shooting 50% from the three-point line. He's tough. Bobo's a tough player, man. He's getting to be a decent player on, obviously not a good NBA team by any means. A bottom 3 to even bottom 2 NBA team, but the guy's got a long way to go in his career, I think. Did I cover everything I needed to cover from that game? I think so. I mean, it was a good game, no doubt. But Hornets and Nets, wow, another tank team almost beating a good team. Nets almost lost this game. Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant helped the Nets outlast the Hornets. They ended up winning only by 6. They were up by like 23 points at one point in this game. And I don't know, man. Great scoring for both Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, though. Their goal was just to win the game. They didn't need to dominate, I guess, and they came out and did exactly that. I don't think this video is going to be long because I really wasn't watching a whole lot of basketball. I was watching basketball for sure, but I was kind of zoned out for a while. I don't know. I mean, there's not a whole lot of implications this early in the season. Obviously, I watched this Celtics game, and I think they have a big game on Friday or Saturday against the Warriors. So the Celtics are going on a West Coast tour against some of the best teams in that conference. So yeah, there's something. But looking at the Hornets, again, the Hornets are another team that lost tonight, and I just don't think they really did anything wrong. I think they played good for where they're at as a franchise right now. I mean, Mason Plumlee, 13 points, 11 rebounds. You get 29 out of Terry Rozier off of 50% three-point shooting. You get 28 out of Kelly Oubre, who shot 55% from the field. You take a look at the Nets. Kevin Durant, 29 points, 40% three-point shooter. Kyrie Irving, 33. I just don't have that many complaints about this, about the Hornets again. It's nice to see the Nets win some games. I think they are a good team. Seth Curry coming off the bench and putting up 20, shooting 50% from the three-point line. He's a great bench player. Maybe if he continues to play like this, he could possibly be in contention for a Sixth Man of the Year award because, I mean, he's had a couple of good games in his tenure with the Nets, especially coming off the bench. I feel like he's a good fighter off the bench. But let's move on to Hawks and Knicks. Kind of a disappointing, I don't know. Julius Randle and the Knicks win by 25 after the Hawks lose another starter. The Hawks have kind of been going through it this season. I mean, they're still a good basketball team. They've still been able to manage. Trae Young, I mean, he's considered the king of Broadway, and he brought the sneakers out tonight in a savage way. I mean, but inside MSG at home, Julius Randle knew it was only right to grab this win for the Knicks. Looking at the Hawks, though, really all it was with Clint Capella going with 13 points and 11 rebounds, and he only missed one shot the entire game. I mean, obviously, the elephant in the room is DeJounte Murray getting hurt 4 minutes into the game and only putting up 2 points, which could he have put up 25 to 30 points? I mean, possibly that's what he would have needed to do had he have played this game, but I can't really get on the Hawks that much because they had to deal with an injury this game, and they're just, I mean, Onyeka Okongwu, or wait, let's see here. Who normally starts for this team? DeAndre Hunter and John Collins, and now DeJounte Murray's hurt. Yeesh, they're going to have to try to manage something. Trae Young's going to have to play like a damn MVP out here. But Julius Randle, I mean, 34 points, 17 rebounds for the former most improved player, 50% three-point shooting. You get 23 out of Quentin Grimes, which is awesome. I love seeing a guy like Quentin Grimes who may not usually have as big of a role in the squad end up playing a good basketball game, so that's great. Moving on, Lakers and Raptors. I mean, I don't know what LeBron is doing. This is terrible for his legacy. The Lakers start to come back. They start to have a better season than they did before. And then this man just decides to sit out the game. I'm not putting this game on LeBron, obviously. He wasn't out there playing, but you gotta be out there playing, man. They need you. And that's something to put forward for LeBron. Like, that's how much they need you. They're not going to win games without LeBron James. Yeah, I mean, AD had a couple good solo runs, but all in all, they're not going to be successful in the long run without LeBron James out there. But Pascal Siakam scores 25 points. The Raptors beat a shorthanded Lakers. Obviously, the Lakers didn't have their two best players. Great scoring, though. Great rebounding for my boy Spicy P. Great player, underrated player in this league. They won by 13. Obviously no LeBron, no Anthony Davis. It's kind of unfortunate. I mean, Damian Jones for the Lakers, I mean, he ended up with 10 points and 10 rebounds off the bench, shooting 80% from the field, but other than that, not much. Juan Toscano-Anderson, I don't know what happened to him. Did he get hurt in this one? It's very interesting because if Juan Toscano-Anderson would have played better and he would have put up like a 15 to 20 point performance, these guys would have won the game. Like, I don't know. I mean, he shot 50% from the field, but it didn't seem like he got enough shots. He ended with a 3, 2, and 3 stat line. But looking at the other side here, Pascal Siakam, 25 points, 10 rebounds, 50% overall field goal percentage. OG Anunoby ended with 23. Scotty Barnes, 13 points, 17 rebounds, 50% overall field goal percentage. And Fred VanVleet with 25. So, yeah. I mean, the Raptors played a hell of a ball game, but if Juan Toscano-Anderson could fill in some roles a little bit better, I know he can play a little bit better than that. But I mean, I guess AD and LeBron being out is just not good news for them. Bulls and Wizards, the Bulls get a win, man. Bulls have been struggling lately, and pretty much all season. DeMar and DeRozan and the Bulls beat the Wizards. Bradley Beal out with a hamstring strain. He gets injured. Or no, I don't think he even played to begin with. DeMar DeRozan, big fourth quarter for him. Nikola Vucevic as well, scoring the ball, grabbing rebounds. They won by 4, so a measly win without Bradley Beal. Maybe not something you feel amazing about if you're a Bulls fan, but a win is a win for these guys. And honestly, with the Wizards, I think they played well. For not having Bradley Beal, they played some pretty good basketball tonight, I would say. Not amazing, but good. Kyle Kuzma, 21 points, 40% three-point shooter there. And Kristaps Porzingis continuing a great run this season, putting up 28. So, yeah, we move on to the Bulls here. 27 points for DeMar DeRozan, 25 points and 11 rebounds for Nikola Vucevic. He shot 60% from the three-point line. And Zach LaVine put up 25. So their big three definitely shined tonight. So that's nice. Thunder, Grizzlies, and no one really thought that the Thunder ever had a chance in this game. They were getting close. I need to look at the playoff picture because as it stands right now, the Thunder are still only a game and a half out of the play-in, which is really impressive. I think the Thunder are somehow pulling their weight in this league and having still a bad season, compared to the rest of the NBA standards, but for them, a guy they drafted Chet Holmgren, they lose him in the preseason play, and then they're just playing well. So that's something you got to credit them with. Ja Morant's triple double leads the Grizzlies past the Thunder. They won by 21. Yeah, Ja Morant playing well on all sides of the ball. Scoring, rebounding, passing the ball around. A second half flurry. It was close at first, but the Grizzlies took off in the second half. Looking at the Thunder here. You get 26 points out of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and you get 10 points and 10 rebounds out of Josh Giddey, shooting 67% from 3. Obviously, a lot of young guys. Jalen Williams, I think he's a rookie or second-year guy. He didn't play that well. He shot 25% overall. I'm not saying he should have put up 25 to 30, but Shai not having a guy next to him that can score on his level is definitely hurting them as a team, and I can see why Shai wants to go on another team. He needs another scorer. He needs not even a sidekick, just a guy he can play alongside with that he can expect to put up good numbers every night. But 7 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds for Jalen Williams. He'll learn. He's still only 21. He can barely even drink alcohol, guys. He has a lot to learn, but this is a developing Thunder team, and they're looking good as it stands, based on where they're at. Dillon Brooks, though, for the Grizzlies, put up 24 points, and Ja Morant, 26 points, 11 assists, 13 rebounds. Amazing triple-double, great baskets. Saw him with some crazy layups. Very flashy player, very fun to watch. 67% three-point shooting and 50% from the field. So shout out to Ja Morant for helping this Grizzlies team get it done tonight. Kings and Bucks, man, I thought the Kings could possibly win this game. It was close for a while, but yeah, not really much to say about the game. This wasn't really all that good game. I don't know. The Kings did all they could, but they're playing one of the best teams in the league, easily a top 5 team in this league right now. But you look at the box score here, you get Domantas Sabonis putting up 23 points and 12 rebounds, didn't miss a single 3, only missed 2 field goals through 36 minutes. Harrison Barnes, the veteran, having one of those flashes of greatness type of games. He put up 20 points with 33% three-point shooting, so yeah. The Bucks just played great basketball. 5 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo, not missing a single 3, and Jrue Holiday, 31 points, shooting 50% from 3. So this is a big, big piece for the Bucks. Them getting Jrue Holiday damn near to 100%. It looks like he's playing to 100%. It's looking good. They at least get the duo of Giannis and Jrue playing really well. Now they just need Chris Middleton to return. Obviously, they didn't need that tonight. But, yeah. Pacers, Timberwolves. D'Angelo Russell scores 15 points in the fourth. The Timberwolves beat the Pacers by 6. Timberwolves beat a tough team tonight, and this is a much-needed win because they're now sitting at the 500 hump. Yeah, they play a good team. I mean, great fourth quarter for D'Angelo Russell. Anthony Edwards overall scoring the ball well. Ever since Cat got injured, it really opened up for him to play well. Good game for the Timberwolves. Shout out to the Timberwolves. We've had our questions about them all year, but they're starting to figure it out a little bit, even with having Cat injured. Miles Turner, 23 points, 67% three-point shooting. You look at this box score and you think the Pacers played well. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton, 26 points, 15 assists. You get Buddy Hield with the 26-point performance with a 60% field goal percentage. Aaron Nemhard, he's a rookie. I got to cut him some slack, but, if he can shoot a little bit better than 25% from 3 and 30% from the field, I think this team's got somebody that can legitimately help them make a playoff run possibly. I'm really excited for the playoffs. Obviously, it's way too early. We're only 24, 25 games into the season. 26 for some teams, but I mean, 7-3-6 as a rookie, that's okay, but we need this guy to go for 10 to 15 every night, especially with his other teammates around him scoring well. And when you're playing a solid team, like this isn't a terrible Timberwolves team you're playing, but Rudy Gobert, being one of the most underrated centers in the league, he's had some of his doubts this year, but he ended with 16 points and 21 rebounds off a 50% field goal percentage. 28 for D'Angelo Russell, 50% from the field. And Anthony Edwards ended the night with 26, shooting 33% from 3. So there's that. We have 2 more games. Pistons, Pelicans. Very close game. I mean, these tank teams are playing their asses off for some reason. Wow. Keeping it close. Zion Williamson scores 29. The Pelicans hold off the Pistons. They only win by 6, which is something you can kind of be concerned about by the Pelicans. But, I mean, they're playing great this year. Corey Joseph tried to literally, intentionally foul Zion Williamson at the rim. And he still made the shot. He tossed the ball up. He fell away from the court. And he fucking made the shot. That is just... I mean, Zion Williamson is in beast mode right now he's in beast mode for this Pelican squad. But looking at the Pistons, Killian Hayes put up 17 points and 12 assists. 25 points for Sadiq Bey off the bench. They're kind of trying to transition him back in the rotation. He shot 50% from the 3. And Jalen Duren, their young guy, 12 points, 13 rebounds, not missing a single shot. It would have been nice if, Marvin Bagley could have at least scored something. He played 20 minutes. All he had were 2 rebounds and 2 fouls. Missed 4 field goals through that time and scoreless. 5 to 10 points is all they would have needed out of Marvin Bagley. But they don't really care to win right now, so obviously that's not the point. But looking at the Pelicans, Zion Williamson, 29 points, 10 rebounds, playing like an absolute beast. This is the game I probably watched the most tonight. Zion's unstoppable, but the Pistons were quite resilient, so I got to respect him for that. Jonas Valanciunas with 14 points and 12 rebounds. Trey Murphy ended the game with 20, and yeah, that's going to wrap it up for that game. Last game of the night, Warriors and Jazz here. Very dramatic. Probably one of the better games of the whole NBA season. Fontecchio lifts the Jazz past the Warriors in a pretty short-handed matchup. Both teams not having some of their all-star players. Simone Fontecchio, dunked the ball, 1.4 seconds remaining, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker stole the ball, gave it, and Beasley gave it to him, and they won by 1. Obviously, both teams not really having their stars, but, it was a pretty even matchup. I think Warriors had some great performances. Klay Thompson, 22, Jordan Poole, 36, and you get Jonathan Kuminga coming off the bench and putting up 24 with 33% three-point percentage. Ty Jerome, definitely not an ideal starter for this squad. He's usually sitting in street clothes on the bench, for crying out loud. So yeah, not having Steph Curry definitely hurt them. Curry could have came out and had a couple more buckets for them, but they still played well. Ty Jerome didn't make a single 3 and shot 33% from the field, finishing with a 4-2-3 stat line. Not the greatest if you're starting in this league, but what can you do? He's not a great player. But looking at the Jazz, Walker Kessler ended up with 10 points and 12 rebounds, only missing 1 shot in the process. You get 22 points out of Jordan Clarkson, 33% from three. Obviously, there was a scuffle late in the game between him and Jonathan Kuminga. He got ejected, tempers flared. But, I mean, I think if Kuminga didn't react like a little pussy, honestly, that wouldn't have been called a flagrant. And that's kind of a problem in this league. It kind of made me mad in the moment, me watching that, because I was like, dude, Kuminga just threw a fit about a guy wrapping him up and intentionally fouling him. And they call it flagrant because of it. But Malik Beasley, big three-pointer for the Jazz. This was a really fun game to watch. I was watching my Celtics, and it was a slaughterhouse, as you guys saw, based on the scoreboard. Based on the scoreboard. But yeah, this was the better game, of course. It was very fun to close out the good games for the night. So yeah, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I just watched Point Break, Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves, that movie, the surf movie with the bank robbers. You know it. I'm going to be reviewing that tomorrow. I also watched The Walking Dead today, so that will get a review tomorrow. Yeah, not really much to say. Have a good rest of your night. No streaming tonight. I don't